Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Shai by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutations unto all my fellow Akim, my fellow laborers that do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the confusion of faith brothers joined unto our ranks. To the hopefully elect, the Akwaf that are listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. This is going to be a video that I watched. It was from the brother Uriah from ISIS Nation. I watched the video where he profiled this video, so I'm going to do my, give my portion on it, my thoughts, and bring out some scriptures on what's going on here, and also to chime in on the why we call you the devil. All right, because of unrighteous dealings. So let's let a little bit of this video play. Then I have a couple scriptures in mind that I will bring out, and then whatever the Spirit guides me to. But without any further ado, let's let Rick Sanchez do what he does.
Of RT America in our nation's capital. Hello again, everybody. I'm Rick Sanchez. We are at war with Yemen. And by we, I mean you and me. Why? Because we're funding it. I mean, yeah, we're literally, I mean, do you know that of the, let's say the 20% or the 30% or the up to 40% of the money that is taken out of your paycheck every single week, half of that goes to defense. And did you know that a huge portion of that is used to pay for the Saudis and their war in Yemen? Yes, you are being charged by the Saudis so they can fund their war. Think about that. We have taxes taken out of our paychecks to pay for the defense of Saudi Arabia against the rebels in Yemen.
Now that was a quote that Daddy Bush, the one who died not too long ago, stated. And he said that if the people of America, if the citizen, and this is roughly paraphrased because I'm not saying it word for word, but he said if the people understood what we have done to them, the citizens, that they would chase us down and hang us in the streets. And once the American people are a sleeping riotous giant that is slowly being woken up. Because through the policy that is failing here in America, the people here are going to eventually go ape shit. All right? And you're going to have your riots and things in the street. And when the citizens finally come to the understanding that we have come to and how they have been so wronged by their own government and overtaxed and all the laws that they supposedly fought to get away from Britain, to get away from, they do to their own citizens at a much, much higher and a much worse rate. Okay? Because eventually it is going to bring on a great insurrection. See, because this scripture wasn't planned, but I'm going to just read this. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their strength." So they're going to completely go against the powers that be. That's what the kings and princes represent, the government. So the people are going to be attacking and warring with each other because of the lack of bread, but they're also going to be attacking government and government officials, police officers, and military people are going to be warring back and forth in the streets of America once it finally collapses. And it's well on its way. And if you can't see that, then you really are blind. But America's policy is destroying it from within like a cancer.
By the way, guess how much the Saudis have taken out of their paychecks to pay for their war against the rebels in Yemen? How much do you think? Zero. Not a penny, not a dime, not a red nickel. In fact, the Saudis don't pay income taxes. They don't pay income taxes. Why should they?
That's another thing that people will eventually wake up to. Income taxes are illegal according to constitutional law. And even within the law of itself, income taxes is for earnings. And if you work a job, that's not earnings, that's wages. Wages are not taxable. That's why wages is in parentheses when on those tax forms. All right, and we all know that it's something in parentheses doesn't exist. It's a suggestion, and it even tells you that it's voluntary. So these people are completely through false and unrighteous policy pimping the people, man. All right, they're completely pimping the people because they're taking money from you that their own laws say that they can't do. All right, the Fortune 500 companies are supposed to pay taxes. You know, CNN, NBC, Firestone Tires, you know, McDonald's, corporations like that who have earnings. Earnings is when you have stocks and bonds and they trade and stuff on the market and that sort of thing. All right, that's earnings. If you a punch a clock type person, you punch a clock and trade your time for dollars and then punch out and leave. That month, that's not earnings. That's wages, income. And they blur the lines. And so when the people wake up to that, you're going to have another. Matter of fact, let's grab a quick scripture, man. This is Isaiah 33:1. And it says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. And when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. When thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." So this counts for in-house and also around the world, the way we're creating these false wars to take other people's lands from them, to take their resources. All right, and hitting them with all this false. We create a terrorist and then we support a terrorist, kind of like in Iron Man when you watch that whole thing about the Mandarin. The guy who I forget the actor's name, who controls the Mandarin, but he said, "I have a terrorist and I need to," and he goes live in such and such time. These terrorist organizations are owned lock, stock, and barrel by Esau, Edom, by the U.S. government, by the Saudi government, by the Israeli government, point blank, period. All right, that's why they've been fighting ISIS and Al Qaeda for so long and can't get rid of them. They don't want to get rid of them, as it's going to be proved in this video.
We do it for them. All this compliments of Presidents Bush, President Obama, and President Trump, who all agree with this deal for you, or on your behalf, of course. So in exchange for all of this money that we give to Saudi Arabia for a war that, oh, by the way, has killed 85,000 children, all we ask is...
Yeah, 85,000 children. Did you hear that? They got a lot of blood on their hand, man. A lot of blood. They're defiled every place on the earth, man. Let's go ahead and grab numbers. You know, why we call you the devil? Simply because you are. You're the Esau, Edom is the great deceiver. I think it's Numbers 33. It says the land can only be cleansed by the blood of them who shed it. Now I'm having a complete mind blank. As they said in the Marine Corps, brain fart. I can't remember. But anyway, you know the scripture. It says the land therein can't be cleansed except by the blood of them that shed it. You know, you've shed all this blood, and now the land is defiled, man, and it can't be cleansed. All right, until your blood is spilled and cleanses it. That's the way Yahweh set it up, and that's how it's gonna be. You got to pay for the blood of all those children, man. And some of those children mixed in there were Israelite children too. There still was a lot of Israelites in North Africa and in Syria and those parts of the world, man. Still a lot of Israelites scattered in there.
Saudis for and all of this. We're going to give you all this money. The American taxpayers are going to work their butts off. to give you this money so you can fight your war. All we want is one thing, please, Saudis, one thing, please, okay? Here it is. Please don't let any of that money that we're giving you fall into the hands of Al-Qaeda. Please, don't transfer it to them. Don't sign.
And see, Rick is subscribed to the devil. He actually believes in the devil, and he's so shocked and appalled when they do something that's devilish. Why do we call you the devil? Simply because you are. Everything about you is deception. All you do is deceive day in and day out. You deceive with your broadcast. You deceive in your news broadcast. You deceive in your movies. You deceive with your television programming. That's why it's called programming. You're programming the people to believe in your lies, and that you're this pompous and that you're this pious and honest, God-fearing, special people. You're nothing but a bunch of devils and deceivers.
Do side deals with them. Just be good stewards of the taxpayer money that we give you. By the way, that's not just a please thing, right? Oh, pretty please, Saudis, don't give the money to Al-Qaeda. No.
And like the brother said in his video, brother Uriah from the IS Nation, man. The Saudi family, the royal family themselves, are indeed Edomites. They are. You can do the research and check their lineage. They are the same lineage of the false Jews, which those Israelis are. Khazarians, which your brother just informed me is Khazaria in Ukraine, mean the same thing in Russian. That's their homeland. That's where they were from. Well, that's not their homeland, but the homeland is Mount Seir. But that's where they, came back into power from. All right? And they are the same lineage. You got to remember when Kagan Bullen in around 740 AD, when they made that mass conversion to Judaism, the other half of the people became joined unto Islam. So you got half became Jewish, following the Talmud, and the other half became Muslim. And so you got all those Turks and those Saudis and the Israelis are all of the same lineage. They all go back to the Khazars. All right. So don't get it twisted. You people are trying to say that the Arabs are Esau, Edom. No, they're not. The Arabs collectively are mostly Ishmael. All right. There's a couple. That's what Arab means. Mongrel, mixed. But the majority of the Arab nations are Ishmaelites. Okay. The majority of them.
An actual binding and legal coalition agreement signed between the United States and the Saudis that outlines this and asks them not to do this. So, as you might expect, where do you think our military equipment that you pay for with your taxes is ending up? Al-Qaeda. Son of a gun. Watch this report filed yesterday by CNN, who, to their credit, got a reporter inside of Yemen to show us this.
Shells of millions of dollars worth of abandoned American armored vehicles litter the road. Welcome to Yemen, where weaponry made in America is sold, stolen, and abandoned, and making its way into the wrong hands.
That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous to leave those type of vehicles around. And this is also, like the brother said in this video, that's Psalm 64 all day, man. That tongue falling upon themselves. All right? 64 and 8. This is Psalm 64 and 8. It says, so that they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. Okay? And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of power, for they shall wisely consider his doing. Man, the Lord is setting you up, and he even makes you tell on yourself, man. All right? Because the Lord does ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right? And he'll put it in the spirit of an Edomite to just give up some information, to give up a book, to give up a source of information that they've kept buried for a long time, man, or that they've been trying to cover up. But it's ridiculous. You create an enemy, and then you collect funds from the people to fight against that said enemy, and then you protect that enemy to make sure that you can keep collecting money from the people, Man, you truly are. And why do we call you the devil?
Into the wrong hands. Yep, Al-Qaeda is what she means. Al-Qaeda. Props to CNN, by the way, for getting this reporter inside Yemen to reveal this truth, and she goes on. Well done. But in actuality, they're about 5 months too late. See, back in August, both the Associated Press and this network, RT, were first to reveal that this was actually happening.
Which is why CNN revealed it. CNN revealed it only because they were already busted and disgusted. Okay? That's why.
Al-Qaeda is what she means. Al-Qaeda. Props to CNN, by the way, for getting this reporter inside Yemen to reveal this truth, and she goes on. Well done. But in actuality, they're about 5 months too late. See, back in August, both the Associated Press and this network, RT, were first to reveal that this was actually happening, that Al-Qaeda was being equipped, funded indirectly with U.S. tax dollars, thanks to the Saudis. Here's RT America's Dan Cohen. This report that I'm going to show you is from August 6th of last year.
The coalition has actually cut deals with Al-Qaeda, allowing them to evacuate unharmed with weapons, equipment, and large sums of money.
Wow.
Under one deal arranged by the United Arab Emirates, Al-Qaeda fighters received thousands of dollars, and some were actually enlisted to fight in a militia funded by the United Arab Emirates, a key ally of the United States. And it's an arrangement that's existed since the spring of 2016 under the Obama administration, and it's continued under the Trump administration, so it's a bipartisan affair.
Now you understand why the Israelis went into Syria when Russia was smashing Al-Qaeda and ISIS over there. All right, because and then you had John McCain and all these other people sticking their nose in there. Russia went into Syria to aid what's his name, the Assad, in his fight against ISIS and Al-Qaeda, and were beating and defeating them. And then it turns out that America and the Israelis and the Saudis were funding and protecting them, providing them with arms to keep it going. Man, you just devils, man, deceivers. This is Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. All right, you people, all you do is you rob, steal, and kill, man, and steal other people's shit. And then you force the citizens here in America to pay for it in their taxes.
You know, wars seem to make strange bedfellows, and man, none stranger than the fact that we, the United States of America, attacked on 9/11 by Al-Qaeda, are now arming Al-Qaeda. This is the news with Rick Sanchez.
Man, let's finish this off. Because I was getting caught up watching it all over again, because it's just amazing of the wickedness, you know? Because what are they doing this for? For resources, man. All right? The resources. This is Micah 2:10. 2:1, and it reads, Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence. And houses they take away, so that they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right? And this is exactly what they do, man. And what they have done. Taking people's lands, and then they label those, take the people's heritage from them, often call themselves by those names, and then relabel you as something else. Just look at a job application here in America, and look at all the self-prescribed names that Esau has given upon themselves, and then the names that he's given to other people, man. All right, but you stealers of other people's heritage, you covenant breakers, and you stealers of other people's heritage, the Lord got something planned for you, man. This is last and final scripture. This is Ecclesiastes 21 and 8. And it said, He that buildeth a house with other man's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. So basically, man, you Edomites have dug your own grave, man. All right, and you're going to lie in it. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Abashai Bashim Rakak Radash Wa Abba Babal.